Okay, hi, Ronnie B here. Just making a really super quick video. Shout out to Wendy. Hey, Wendy. I just thought I would just give you a quick video on how to make these little flowers here. Now, I'm going to make those for a morning tea tomorrow morning. These are super cute too, but I'm going to make these. I've made them before and I'm going to make them again for tomorrow morning's morning tea at school. And I'm just going to show you how I'm making those. So just very quickly, I'm going to open that up so you can get a good look at them. And it's just got these little flowers there. So really only 2 yellows. I'm not going to need that orange because I'm going to stick these Ferrero Rochers down. So I'm not going to edit a copy because I've already got it on my canvas. I'll just close that down and bring back my canvas. So what I've done on my canvas, and excuse me because I'm just hand holding this, is they came in just with 2 little flowers, just one of these here, one of these, and one of these, and one of these. And so all I've done is I've made copies. So I've actually mapped it out. So this is attached. So I've attached it down here so that I've measured it out so that you can see up here it's 0 to 29 centimeters, which will fit on a 30 by 30 mat, on a 30 by 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. And I've kept it under the 29 here as well. So I've attached those. So they're going to cut out exactly like that from the cardstock, the yellow cardstock. And then this one here, I've done the same thing. So I've just cut out and put in another 16. And again, I've attached them. So they're attached down here. And I'm just going to keep them on one cardstock. So this is a brighter yellow and this is a lighter yellow. So then I just did the same and I just squidged across on my screen and up. And I've just done the same for the leaves. So I've just put enough for 3, 6, 9, 12, which I'll see how many I'm going to put out. I'm probably not going to put out the whole container of Ferreros, which I have here. So I'm probably not going to put out the whole container of these. Well, I'm not sure. But I've got a few other things. So I'm just going to make these for now. So I need 3 different colours, coloured pieces of paper, and I need the full 12 by 12 sheets for it. So I needed a brighter yellow, a lighter yellow, and a green. And then I'm going to let the machine cut those. So I'm going to go and load my mats, and I'm going to come back to you in a sec. Now, just so I know which mat to load first and I don't load a colour in that I don't need, I'm going to go up here, and I'm just going to click... I've already saved it, so I don't need to worry about saving it. It's already saved. Or did I not save it? Okay, I'll just quickly save that. And I've called mine Ferrero Rocher Summer Flower. But if you want to Google it, I think you can just Google Summer Flower Chocolates. Summer Flower Chocolates. I think that's what it's called in Design Space. So I'm going to go up here now that I've saved it. I'm going to click Make. And I'm going to let it come up and show me which mat. Okay, so it's putting the bright yellow on first. So remember, this is a lighter grey in the background area here. It's a lighter grey here. This is a deeper grey, which means they're not going to be cutting. It's this one up here that's going to be cutting. So it's a brighter yellow. You can see there's a brighter yellow, a lighter yellow, and the green. So I'm going to grab my brighter yellow, load it onto my mat, watch it cut. Then I'm going to put my lighter yellow on, watch it cut, and my green, watch it cut. And then I'll come back and I will... I'll show you snippets of that, but then I will show you how I put it all together and turn them into flowers, because there's a little bit of tempering with the paper to make it look a little bit nicer. All right, I'll be back to you. One sec. Okay, so one sec. Okay, so I've loaded the bright yellow onto my mat, and now I'm just going to go back and I'm going to show you what we did today with cutting the different colours, because we're using the same cardstock. Whew, this is a little bit of a rush video on how to make paper flower. Just this really super cute one. Okay, so this is where we are. It's ready to go. I'm going to click, continue down here. And just remembering, because all of these flowers over here, the 2 parts of the flower and the leaves, I'm going to cut out of the same paper, oh, pardon me, and I'm going to cut it on medium cardstock. So I'm going to cut it on medium cardstock. And then I'm going to have it remember my settings. And I don't really need it to go, I mean, I can leave it on default. I don't need it more, I don't need it less, I just need it left on default. But remembering my material settings here is really important because that means I don't need to come back to my computer every time. I know I've only got 3 cards, I've only got 3 pieces of paper. I've got the bright yellow loaded on the mat. The next one will be the light yellow, and then there'll be a green. So for this one, it's a reasonably simple, I don't need to worry. But if I do forget, I just come back and check the computer. What colour mat did I need to put up next? So I'm just going to, that's all I do, because now I'm going to go across to my maker and just press go, which is asking me what it's doing. If I put my press on, I've got to go and press that now. Okay, so here I am, and it's flashing, so I'm just going to press it. That's going to take, oops, a little bit of support. There we go. Take my mat, and that's going to cut it out. And you definitely don't want to watch that cut out, although this is a Maker 4 and it is pretty quick. So we'll just let it get started, and I'll press flashing, measured my mat, flashing, cut. All right, let's go. That'll cut it. I'll come back to you shortly. Sorry, it's actually cut out, but I'm going to need both hands, and I don't have my phone mounted into my holder, which I could do, but it's going to be too hard. So basically, don't forget, just peel your mat back away from your paper. Now, this is coming off pretty easily because this is a pretty well-worn mat. Okay, it's pretty well-worn. So it's probably not going to last me a great deal longer. But, yeah, just peel it off like this. I'm going to have to let go so that I can get the rest of it to come off. But you get the general idea, and then I'm going to load the light yellow mat. Okay, so there they are. They're all out of this. They're sitting here. I'll leave them in one pile. I don't need this anymore. I'm not even going to try and keep those tiny little bits. So I'll just get rid of that. And now I'm going to load my light yellow, which, give me one sec, I have right here. I'm going to load my light yellow onto the mat so you can see the difference between. And I'm just using this one because this is paper I'm using up because I don't really want it anymore. So I'm shifting to the branded paper from this paper. So that's it there. I'm going to give it a bit of a brayer down, and I'm going to have to let go so that I can load this into my machine. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to drag it across, and you can see the light on my machine is flashing, and that's because I set it to remember my settings when I load the first cardstock before the first cut. So that's ready to go. This is where it's saving me time. So I'm going to press the flasher, and off it goes. It's going to cut the next lot of flowers. And then after that, I've got my green here as well, which I'll load on for the leaves. And that's ready to cut. So I'm going to press that ready to cut. And that'll go off cutting, and that'll be a little while. And then I'm going to probably just go and cut the leaves. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to do it so that it's a bit quicker for me, because it's getting late and I have to kind of get up for work in the morning. Okay, so I hope this is all making sense so far. Pause wherever you need to, keep it going, try it, error, doesn't matter, it'll all be great. And any flowers you cut will be a similar kind of process if you're making this sort of flatter kind of flower, layered flower. Okay, now I did put my phone into the holder up here, and I'm going to sit down. I think it's going to be okay. And I'm going to just show you how I temper the flowers while I'm waiting. So basically what I'm going to do, and you can do this with anything, you can just do it with your little scraper as well. In fact, I'll show you with that. This is the side I want. That's the side that's got that texture. We talked about texture on the paper. So that's my really texture side. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to very, very gently, so I don't pull those little petals off. I'm just giving it a little bit of life by curling it. You can do it with this. It works perfectly fine, as you can see. Oh, you might hear, that's the Maker decision. And then you've got this little curl flower, so it's like a little cup now. And the chocolate will sit in there once I do the same with the other leaves. So I'm going to go through and do that with all of these leaves. I'm actually probably going to just use this because I think, for me, this is a little bit quicker. This is just a boning tool. Probably because once upon a time they were made out of bone, and now they're just made out of plastic. So it's just for curling and, you know, setting your folds down nice and crisp and things like that. So I'm just going to go around and get that kind of happening, that little cup, 3D sort of cup effect happening with all the flowers. The pale yellow ones have finished, so I'll pull those out. And now that I've got it up and running, and I feel like I can slow down and breathe a little bit, it's kind of caught a little bit, so I probably need to clean my blade, but it's okay. And all I'm going to do is just lay these down again and pull them back. I'm going to make sure that I get them all up the way I want. So these ones are falling out. I'm going to put them up that way. This one, pull out. I actually just prefer to pull them out, and I like using a well-worn mat for these really kind of delicate things, because, but not too well-worn, because you want it to still sit down properly on the mat and settle onto the mat for the cut. But it's just so much easier to pull them off once you've used your mat a little bit. So there's that. I'm not going to keep any of that. Normally I would cut that off, but like I said, I'm kind of a little bit pressed for time tonight. So I'm just going to clean off my mat. I've got a little bit of debris on there from the cut. So I'm just going to clean that off. Just like that. And now I'm going to put my green down. Sorry if that's very green in your face. Put my green down, press it down a little bit, brayer that down, and I already know, because I know the order of the cutting mats, I don't need to check the computer. I'm going to put that back under the into the machine, and that's going to start cutting. And while that's doing that, my house is so hot today. I've been hot everywhere today. I feel like I need to go and turn the heating down, which means I have to run downstairs because the controller's downstairs. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to just keep doing this. I don't want you to have to watch this, but this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go and turn my heating down because it's way too hot. All the way through these and these. And then I'm going to stick them together, and I'll show you how to do that when I get to it. Today I'm actually going to use hot glue because it's quicker. And like I said, I'm running out of time today. So, and I'm going to have to reheat my, I'm going to have to recharge my hot glue gun too because it just died. All right, back soon. Okay, so these are the last two that I have to temper or to curl. And I put two together. I tend to do that because I do get a little bored with having to do so many, and I am running out of time today. So I am just doing these last two, and then what I will do is I will do the same for the leaves a little bit. I take a bright yellow, I take a lighter yellow, and I'm going to offset the little petals so they're not sitting on top of each other like that, but I'm going to actually offset them so they're sitting in between each other, which is not always that easy to do, but something like that. So it's sitting in between each other. Hang on. See? A little bit like that. And then I'm going to glue them down. I'm actually going to use a spot of hot glue to do that. Spot of hot glue to glue the leaves on, and a spot of hot glue to glue the Ferrero Rocher in there. I'm going to come back to you. The leaves have been cut, and now I'm going to just give them a little bit of a curl, put these together, and then start gluing. Okay, back soon. Okay, so with the leaves, I've got this new foam mat. Well, it's not new, but it's new to this video. Now, I could go around and I could do this to the leaves with the bone folder, and they will come up a little bit curly like that. Or, which might be, and I don't know, I might get bored with it, I might end up doing both. I can put the leaf on this little pad, which is very soft, and I just pull back on them with the ball, and I get them nice and curled up, and then I can just stick them like that on here, and I've got my flower starting to really take shape. And that's basically what they're going to look like. So I'm not sure which is going to be quicker to do, whether it's going to be, and maybe I'll mix it up a little bit. But see, these are very fine and fragile, and I'm likely to pull the leaves off, whereas I may be better off just to go pull down, start at the tip, pull down, start at the tip, pull down, pull down, pull down. And I can just, I don't even have to go all the way. It doesn't matter if it creases, it's a leaf. And, or I can even leave them flat, which is not going to give it a lot of life, but it'll still be on there. So I can just do very, very quickly going around them. I've got quite a few to do. So, like I said, I don't have to have them perfect. These are going to have the Ferrero Rochers on the table tomorrow. People will be more interested, I think, in the chocolate than the little flowers that they're sitting in, although people are typically interested in saying, oh, aren't they cute? How did you make those? But I don't usually engage in too much conversation around it. And they may be, well, just, wanting to eat the chocolate, so it's not a big deal. But I'm just going to keep doing that, and then I'll show you how I'm going to put them together. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay, so I've set all the flowers together. I'm just waiting for the hot glue gun. It's starting to get ready. So that's great. It's just about done. Now I'm going to stick these together first, add the leaves to it, and then I'm going to put the Ferrero Rocher, and I'll come back as I go. Okay, wish I knew what I was doing. Okay, so just a reminder that I put a little bit of hot glue on here, just a dab like that. And then just as a reminder, just make sure to set it up so that the little petals are sitting, the top layer is sitting in between those, not in alignment with them, although the flowers aren't perfect, so the cutouts aren't perfect. So they should look a little bit like that. Beautiful. Just got to go and glue them all together, and we'll be right, and I'll be back. Okay, so glue, just watching the last couple, putting them together. They're pretty quick once you get going. Just put a little dab of glue, don't need much. And it's pretty good because this glue is not that stringy, so I'm doing okay so far. All right, now I'm going to start putting the leaves on. So I'm going to turn it over, pull these apart if I can. A littlest bit of glue here, and just stick it on. Hold it for a moment. Oh, I've got this cough now. And the other thing you can do, which I don't or didn't on this one, and I think I might have thought about it last time, was actually just turning and just gluing it on. Yeah, so I've just got the leaves on now as well. Just turning one set over so that you can actually have the leaves going this way together. Because, oh no, well you could, yeah, like that. You could do that. But I just like to put them on in all different ways. So let's just see. Just put a little bit of, you can even put a line of glue like that. Stick that one down. Stick that one down. And done. Done. And done. All right, do all the rest. And then the Ferrero Rocher is going in. So you can put a dot, get rid of the gun, hold that down, any way you want. So you can have your leaves going up the same way or down a different way, no big deal. Dot, dot, glue, glue, and I'm not too fast because basically these are just going, like I said, have chocolates on them on a table, and I'm starting to get the string because I'm sort of starting to rush a bit, and I'm not flicking it sort of like I'd like to at the end. So I like to do it and flick it. Put the glue on and flick it. That way I get less string happening with the hot glue. So down, down, done. Let's see if I can make sure I keep it where you can see it. Dot, flick, dot, flick that away. Leaf, down, leaf, down. And there we go. Beautiful. All right, I'll do the rest and I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm back. Now, I've got these 3 spare flowers and this one little insert spare, but that's okay. I usually have a few spares left over when I make them, and I have a little stash where I keep them. But here they are. Here are the flowers, and they're ready to go. So these all sit on a little tray and make like this little garden bed of these cute little flowers. They actually are super cute. I think they are super cute. And so what I'm doing now is I've got my Ferrero Rocher. I've opened it up. I'm now going to just take Ferrero Rocher, put a bit of glue on the bottom, and just stick it down. And then I have this beautiful morning tea gift for the staff. Now I'm going to need to just pop another glue stick in here. There we go. It's not quite ready yet, but a little bit of hot glue on there. It's a little bit stringy, that one. Catch up the string. There we go. Done. And just keep doing that for each of the Ferrero Rochers that I have, or for each of the flowers that I have to fill, because I'm not going to use up the whole box, which is perfect because then I have Ferrero Rocher at home, which is one of my favourite chocolates. Apparently old people like roses. Well, I like roses too. So there you go, roses and Ferreros. Yeah, so, and that amongst some other things I'm putting on the morning tea table tomorrow for my principal's farewell will be more than enough. So just on that point, I made some stickers, my principal and his guitar, saying see ya, and then I've just put them on in here. These are just some little cake toppers, cupcake toppers that I've made today for him, and these are his little sticker, and they're layered, and they're in a toothpick, and they'll just sit in a little cupcake tomorrow and at his table. So I've got some cupcakes to go as well as these little flowers, and a cake topper and a little cake, which I really just cheated and actually bought at Coles because, well, I just don't have that much time in my life at the moment. Working full time is a little bit of a killer. And these are done, pretty much done. I've just got 3 more to fill. And this I made really, I guess, specifically for Wendy, who is keen to make some flowers and was asking me about, or mentioned to me that, you know, there were some flowers she wanted to make and she could probably do it this way and that. And I just thought, you know what, I'll just give her, make this little video because I was making these anyway and show it to her. So there you go. Wendy, that's for you. Well, maybe not the chocolates, but the video on how to put these little flowers together. Now, I don't know about you guys, but these are the cutest little morning tea desserts for the table. I think they are anyway. Last year I made them also with hot pink and light pink, and I'm pretty sure they're up on Cricut's page because Cricut really liked them and they put them up on their page. These yellow and green and the pink and green. That's it from me. Have a good night and all the best with your flower making, whatever you're making. All the best with it. All right. Bye. Bye, everyone.